Hi, everybody. Welcome to Late Night with Kettle Kitchen. Aha,
Hello.
you got caught.
I did.
oh,
Toast
oh.
crumbs.
How are you tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm awake.
Okay, that's a good thing.
It
That's
is
a
a good
start.
thing.
I see we have a couple people in here, so I'll wait
Hey,
just
Brenda.
I know Brenda's in here. She can't stay, but thank you for coming. We do appreciate it.
We do.
So, anything new going on in your world these days?
Jeez. It's been a week.
Busy week.
Been a bit of a week. I'm not going to lie. Oh. Yep.
Oh, there's Janet. Homestead
Hi,
where you are.
Janet.
Hi, Janet. Thanks for coming in. I'm just trying to get my chat up. That's all I'm doing real
That's
quick.
okay.
Sorry, guys.
That's cool. Yeah, no, it's been
And
that time of the year for us where we do a year's worth of cooking all at once.
gotta love that, don't you?
Yes.
Hi, Deb. Morning. Thanks, Brenda. I thought you weren't going to be here. Much appreciated, but I thought you weren't going to be here. Excuse me. So I can officially say, as of this evening, probably about an hour before I sat down to chat with you, all of the notifications to the donors for Last Chance Cook-Off went out.
Mm-hmm.
So they all have the email addresses and the mailing addresses. So you guys will start to see those things come out.
Yeah.
Again, anybody in the UK, those items are going to be held until after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because of the mail strike that's going on. Postal strike. Thank you. I knew mail wasn't the right word, but I couldn't think of what it was.
Yeah, 6 weeks of postal strikes because those poor buggers aren't being paid properly and they're having some of their rights taken away. And what has happened since is that Royal Mail have decided because of the strikes, they're going to get rid of 6,000 workers.
What?
Yeah, that was announced yesterday.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Anyways, so on that. Oh, hi, G Mama Grows, Susan Ty. Thank you for coming in. And that's so frustrating because it's like, let's add salt to the wound is almost what it feels like, you know.
Basically, it means that these poor guys are going to have to do twice the work.
Right.
And people are going to be out of job and all of that kind of stuff. And it's not going to fix anything. It doesn't fix anything. All it does is create more anger, more hurt, more resentment.
Right.
And less people who are using their services because, you know, they're going to have to find other ways to get their parcels through, you know?
Well, and it's not even a Band-Aid, really. It's nothing. I mean, it's like putting saran wrap on it. I mean,
it's not really punishing anybody except for the public.
And it is. That's the problem. The consumer is the one that's going to wreak havoc because of it.
Yeah.
Long term, it's going to hurt the guys that are losing their jobs or women, you know, whatever they may be. But there is no fix for it, none whatsoever.
So. No, I mean, what they should be doing is just paying them what they deserve and stop trying to take their rights away as human beings and, you know, fix their business because sacking people isn't going to help with morale or anything like that. It's just going to boil people's wee.
Okay, there you go. That's one way to put it.
Well, you know, I could have said the other thing and I didn't. I tried to find a polite way of saying it.
Thank you. So to follow up, though, I just want people to know those things are going to start going out. The hold up with the UK ones. And everybody that received a UK winner was notified, this is one of those addresses we need to hold. So they do know that. When we get to, whenever Blue tells me it's over, I will send another email out to those people specifically, reminding them not to forget to send it out.
Yeah,
So,
well, it's due to be the official strikes are supposed to be over by the 2nd of December, so the first week of December. However, because they've been off for 6 weeks, or most of that 6 weeks, a lot of the stuff, there'll be a lot of build up. And of course, there's the Christmas mail as well. So, you know, I would say it would be better to leave it until after New Year's, so that they've got time to catch up with everything.
And I agree, and I think everybody understands that. And your end has been very, not willing, I won't use that word, but understanding of the why behind it. So,
absolutely.
Brenda asked a question. Do you guys have unemployment over there?
We do. We have what's called universal credit. Unfortunately, it is only £70 or around about $70 a week. Yeah, that's it.
Is that so? That's a flat rate for everybody. It doesn't matter.
That's a flat rate for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
the only way
based
you
on
get
your
more
hours.
than that is if you get child tax credits.
Okay.
And then you obviously get those, but you only get paid for your first 2 kids. You don't get paid for any kids after that because there is a cap.
Right.
And also, if you are disabled, you can play for PIP, which is personal independence payment, which is another £360 a month, or thereabouts on the lowest rate, and $750 a month on the higher rate.
Right.
And that doesn't actually matter if you're working or not. You are entitled to that. If you are physically or mentally disabled, you are entitled to that for, just for your extra needs.
Oh, wow. Hi, Dale, 9 Acre Family Farm.
Hey,
if you want to come up, I did send you a link, but that's totally up to you. And you are correct, Brenda. It is not based on what you get paid. No. It's based on a flat rate. So, okay, moving forward a little bit on that is also Chris mentioned on her live that she had on Monday, and I just want to reiterate the same information. If I'm correct, more than half of the items that are being donated are coming from Chris's house.
Right.
Those are going to have to go out in stages just so people understand that. It's not going to be boom, there you go, and it's all out. Yeah. Because it's going to be costly, and so it'll have to be based on how we can
absolutely.
do it. So
absolutely.
All the other prizes, though, I'm already getting emails back from everybody saying thank you. It'll go out next week, or it'll be out Monday, or whatever, whoever it is and whatever it is. So,
which is awesome.
It is awesome. Carrie, my table of 3, thank you for coming in. Awesome live tonight. You did a great job on your first live, and I thought
you awesome.
Yep. Tom Garvey, Keto Cook, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Hey, Tom.
Annette from Annie's Kitchen and Urban Homestead. Good afternoon. And so I just want people to understand, and it's like Pooch Mike over at Full Blown Country. He's putting out 20 prizes, so it's going to take him a little while to get things.
Yeah, of course it is.
Janet, yours doesn't have to wait till last. You don't have to. It's in the mix. That's what I will say. Josh, thank you for coming in. Skinner Farms, appreciate it. We're just letting everybody know all the email. Oh, there is one exception to those emails. One is for jars. And so this is a conversation we haven't really had a lot of talk about. I need to get with Dale and Mitchell and Blue and Tiffany and Chris and Rich if we can. There's 2 prizes that went unclaimed. One of them was for one of the Yoder spices.
Right.
And one was the 4 jars lids package. I think it was the one with the $25 gift card. So we need to redraw those.
Yes.
And so those will go out once we figure out what we're doing there. But what I was trying to say is the 4 jars lids ones, I'm holding on till I get the 3rd one, because that's a package thing. For them, I want them to be able to just facilitate it pretty easy. So,
yeah.
goes to channels. Yes, we already know that.
Yes.
We just need to figure out
Yes,
which
the
channels we're
collaborator
doing.
prizes that haven't been collected. So, you
Right.
know, we're going to have to redraw from the one.
I think we had
But
said the ones that
we did,
hadn't won. I think we had said the ones that hadn't won in the October
Yes.
2nd giveaway would be the ones that it would go out to. So I got to refigured.
Yes. We got to
on
work
that.
out who was left on the wheel of the
Right.
collaborators wheel at the
Right.
end of the live.
I think I actually did that, believe it or not. I think I did get that figured out. I have to check on my tab on my spreadsheet, but I think I did. I hope I did, because
I'm
that'll
pretty
make it
sure
easy.
it wasn't just the lids. I'm pretty sure it was the pressure canner as well, and it was the big one, wasn't it? No.
The pressure can. There was no pressure canner. It was a steam canner and USDA book that did go out. It was a set of lids with a gift card, I believe is what it was, and a spice from Yoder Spices was the other one.
Right. Okay. Oh, I wasn't sure which package it was,
No,
because there was so many.
you're fine. You're fine. We did get some. Wow. Okay, so holding on 4 jars lids. I'm trying to make sure I get through this.
Yeah, it's all good.
And then also, I know I haven't talked with Josh, but we have ours that needs to go out. That's going to have to wait till next Friday. I already know that. So once I'll get with Josh, and that will take place then. And then I got to get out 22 or 24 spice bottles. I got to get those out too. So that's gonna, we'll figure that part out. Anyway,
spice bottles, man.
That's what Yoder donated to us. And then I messed up on my wonderful spreadsheet. So we actually gave out 2 more than they sent us. So we got to buy 2 more bottles and send those out. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Day, right?
Two mistakes in reality. 2 mistakes out of 158 prizes. I am not
bad, really, is it? Hey, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for coming in. And then I'm trying to think. Well, okay, we're already on this conversation, so let's have it. You ready to have this conversation?
I don't know which one we're having, so I guess
the book conversation, the cookbook conversation.
Okay. Yes, the cookbook conversation.
Cookbook conversation was the deadline was today, the 14th, to have your recipes into us, because we needed to come up with roughly 45 or 50 recipes in order to make it worth our while to do it.
Yeah.
Even if I go through and add all of the hosts and co-hosts to those we received, we still only ended up with 22. That being said, Blue and I have talked
with a plan.
Yes, Blue and I have talked, and she's offered to go ahead and put it into a PDF style cookbook of those channels that did agree to it and provide us the information.
Yes.
And then it will go on her Etsy page if you want to pay $7.50.
$7.50, because Etsy expect 30% pages, and it still means that the collaboration gets $5 per
purchase
download. Okay.
Right.
We did, darling. We got yours.
Yep.
It's all good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody that sent us one between me and Blue, because we're the ones that were receiving it, we were constantly in contact with each other as far as how many did we get, did any more come in, and that's fine, Brenda.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
If you want, if you still want yours to be included in the PDF, just send it to my email or to Tony's email, and we can include it. I've got to draw the line on Halloween, though. I need to get it up on Etsy for Halloween, because next month for me is going to be absolute chaos. So I only have the next couple of weeks to get everything done. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, but if you can get it to us in the next couple of weeks, I would really appreciate it. We would love to have it in there.
Excuse me. And again, as I stated with the other one, if you need help with that, just let me know, and I'll help you where I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Because next month, what are we doing next month, Tony?
Noodle November.
Well, there is that.
Speaking
Well,
of,
what am I doing next month, Pony?
hold on a second. I don't know what you're doing next month. You've got a list
You
full
don't know
of
what I'm
my
doing
nice
next.
things.
I'm. You see that door? I'm about to walk out.
Hold on.
I'm going to walk out that
Hold-
door right now.
Hold on. Teresa, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. So, Noodle November is a collaboration I'm hosting, and it's been something that's been in the works, I think, since I started YouTube. That's what it feels like. And a lot of these channels that are sitting in this side over here are involved in it, and I do thank them for that. We had another back out this morning, and very quickly we filled that spot. So we have 60 channels that are putting out 2 videos a day in the month of November regarding noodles, pasta, whatever word you want to use. Okay.
Yeah.
And basically what it is the only rules they have is that they are not allowed to give me normal spaghetti, normal lasagna, or normal fettuccine Alfredo. I want something different. Now, that's not saying you can't make fettuccine Alfredo, but you better put something else on it and make it different than just throwing 2 things in a pot and calling it a day. Okay.
Yeah.
That can be, originally it was to be homemade pasta. That's the way the collaboration started. But then as time went on and I invited other channels, I very quickly realized there's not a lot of people that make homemade pasta, and that's okay. I get that.
Yeah.
But we also have some people that don't eat pasta, but they do a version of pasta from whatever realm. Now, what I'm referring to is you have keto people, you have other dieting people. And I don't mean that as keto's a diet. Because to me, keto's a lifestyle change. That's something different.
Is. Yeah, absolutely it is.
Right.
But you can get keto-friendly noodles and pasta.
Oh, no, I know that. But here's where I'm going with it. There are some people that have, going specifically to what you said, there are people that have adapted to get keto-friendly noodles or pasta.
Yes.
But then there's other people that have adapted to just use a vegetable in its place. Okay.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. There is that. And can I run to the kitchen for a second?
Yes, and I'll continue.
I want to show you something that I found that I'm absolutely blown away by. Right. I'll be right back.
All right. So in addition to that, hi, Ashley. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's late for you. And Rhonda, that is good because that's not a necessity. Okay, so let me back this up. So it started out that I wanted people to do homemade pasta. Okay. Quickly realizing that there are some bad choice of words. There are some communities that don't use that. They make a vegetable type thing, or they make a keto friendly pasta like Blue was talking about. We went ahead and changed it to you could use store-bought. You could make your own, whether that's a vegetable kind or homemade. If you make homemade, that just makes it that much better. So that's where we ended up. And in the end of it, we ended up with 60 channels that are involved. A lot of great channels. I am seeing a lot of good recipes that are coming forward, and it's not recipes necessarily, but telling me what they're going to make. So, but I do want to back up 1/2 step. Okay. This was a conversation we've already had in the group regarding the cookbook for next year for Last Chance Cook-Off. When you receive your rules for next year, you will be receiving a portion of it that explains the cookbook process. So hopefully moving into next year,
it'll be better
ahead of the game. Right. And then we may have a better opportunity to put something out for next year. So what do you have to show us?
Okay. I just want to quickly say hi to Ashley and thank you for being in my live yesterday. And I'm really sorry that I forgot your actual name, which is why I kept calling you Cece. I felt really awful. I'm so sorry, darling. But my brain was leaking out my ears at that stage. And it was just like, my brain just could not cope. Right. So I found 2 products over here in the UK, which I believe are available in the US. They're not necessarily this company though. But I have actually asked a friend of mine who works for Tasty and apparently they are available over there. Okay, so this one is
here.
cognac noodle.
Let me. I'm going to blow you up, bigify you.
Okay, so konjac is a root vegetable that is used in China, etc., and it's used to make types of noodles and tofu. They make a version of tofu with it. They also, the vegetarian shrimp that you get, like the veggie shrimp.
Yep.
That's made out of konjac. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's one thing. Okay. And also kelp noodles. Now, these are actually made out of seaweed.
And I've actually heard of those before, but I forgot about them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Good night, Brenda.
Absolutely
thank you.
Incredible. They are both sort of a wet pack. They're not dried, but they're amazing options, and I will be using those at some point because yum yum.
Can. Carrie says they have those in her pantry, so that's cool.
Yeah, so there are lots of options out there. So if you are low carb or you're keto or whatever, those are two very genuine options that you can use. That you'll all be good.
Yep. Hi, Jan. Thank you for joining us, Simply Jan Homestead. I want to show you guys something.
Jan.
I'm not divulging what my friend. Oh, you know what? I forgot to give you your name. I cannot forget to do this. There we go.
What I do? What
your
is
name?
See, people won't understand this.
They don't need to. Okay, so I would love to show you.
Sorry.
Sorry. I've heard of palm noodles too. I didn't know anything of.
I've never heard of those, so yeah, that'll be something I'd like to look at. Yep. Definitely.
I'm curious, Carrie, if you could put in chat, do they taste good? Because I've heard differing opinions on that. So
I think heart of palm is one of those Marmite issues or Vegemite issues. You either love it or hate it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, so it's one of those things. It's one of those flavors you have to get used to and learn to work with.
Annette's going to kill me.
Really good vegan calamari.
I'm not a calamari person.
But it makes vegan calamari, so it's not actually calamari, but you can use it to make like a vegan version of calamari.
Right.
Which is what I do with
it. I am not about to divulge what the high priestess has made for Noodle November. But I want to show you the work she's done. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, I might have made a bit of pasta.
Yeah, would you like to walk the people through what that is?
Okay, so the one on the left is the pasta rack that I bought that I thought, yeah, that'll be fine. I won't need any more than that.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't work. So we that only held like 2 batches of pasta on it. We made enough pasta dough to make 8 batches. And then, so my son, Bam, he found 2 pieces of shelving that we haven't put up yet, and a metal rod, and we just wrapped them in plastic wrap and just hung the pasta over that. And then we got a radiator dryer, clothes dryer, and stuck it on the dresser because we ran out of room on the other one too. And just so you know, we've still got 2 batches of pasta left.
That is hilarious. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So that being said, then
that was a day's work.
That is one day's work. Okay, so everybody knows. Actually, I need to step back. Remember, I'm going to pull that down just for a second. Just so everybody knows, I did state that there were 60 channels. There's actually 58 channels. Okay. We do have 60 videos coming out because Blue is actually hogging up all the video space and putting 3 videos out because her project is a 3-day process.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to show you. Okay. So whether I'm correct or not, just go with me on this. This would be what we would classify day 1.
Yes.
This is what we would classify day 2 and the sauces that were made the next day.
So the one on the left is the cheese sauce that I make. There's about 5 liters of sauce there, which I think is about 2 gallons. Is that right? 2-3 gallons?
Yes, roughly.
Yeah. The one in the middle is a vegetarian sauce. The one on the right is the meat sauce, and that's 10 liters of sauce on that one. And the slow cooker holds 5 liters. So, yeah.
So basically, she's here to tell you there is 10 to 15 pounds of sauce sitting in that picture right now. Okay. And for day number 3 or video number 3, you're going to have to go watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to show you those pictures. I don't have them yet, but when she shows me, I'm not going to put those ones out. You will have to go watch
we were knackered. I'm not going to lie. We didn't even start work yesterday until midday.
Right.
Because the day before, that cheese sauce, I was hand whisking that for 45 minutes at about 4 o'clock the afternoon before, and my arm literally fell off. But I have bicep. I have a bicep.
So I gotta put this up.
Yesterday morning,
Tom Garvey said it's not enough.
Not enough. Dude. Yeah.
Rebecca says, wow, that food looks good. Hi, everyone.
It is good. There's plenty if you guys want to come get some.
Rhonda wants to know if you're canning or frozen it.
I'm freezing it. They're going to be pre-made meals. Or they are pre-made meals.
Yep, that is the truth.
So, yeah. The first day when we were making the pasta, we don't do it in the machine. Like, we roll it in a pasta roller, but we hand knead it. And of course, with Bam with his shoulder that likes popping out at a moment's notice, it just goes pop and it's gone. I ended up hand kneading the equivalent of 4 kilos of flour and 30 eggs. It's worth of pasta for half an hour, an hour.
So I will tell everybody, Blue went ahead and made a small version of what she's making for the family for dinner. And I seen a picture of it and it looks awesome. It's set up. It did what it needed to. Yeah. And I was blown away. And there wasn't very much left, was there?
There wasn't. Well, no. So, Tanny, as we know, Tanny is a bit picky with his food, and it's very hard to get him to eat certain things, especially certain vegetables. So what I do is I tend to grate them into sauces so he doesn't know they're there. Because if he can't see it, it doesn't exist, right?
Right.
So that's what I do. And I'm not trying to make you look like slackers, honey. I
was wondering if you were going to see that.
I promise you. But it's a recipe that I used to use for work when I ran my own bistro. And I used to make twice that every 2 days because it was that popular with my customers. So I used to have to make it a lot. But Tanny was very scared to try it because he knows that there are a lot of ingredients. And he tried it and he was like, he was sitting there going, he started sitting in the couch and then he started cuddling his bowl and then he had his spoon like this and he was like in the corner of his bowl. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, you know, I made enough. He goes, mine. Don't you touch it. It's mine. I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
You know? But I did make a big pan of it, like a big glass pan, 9 by 13. Bam took 2 serves home. I gave Tanny 2 serves, because I couldn't be bothered cutting it down the middle as well. I was that tired. I literally just cut it in 4 pieces and just served it as 2 pieces each. I couldn't even eat mine. I was so tired. It was literally, I fell asleep with it sitting on my lap on the couch.
Yeah.
But there was 1 piece left in the morning. He'd eaten the rest. He'd gotten up 3 times in the night. He'd gone and finished his bowl of food, then gotten more, finished my bowl, and then got cranky with me yesterday when I told him I had the last piece for breakfast.
I love it. I love it.
What the hell, man? Seriously?
Hi, Trina's motivation. I don't recognize you. Welcome.
Hey, honey.
So the other thing,
bean soup, yum yum yum.
Yeah, the other thing people need to realize too is what Blue technically is doing is she's doing cooking for 12 months. That will feed her.
Yeah, that's 12 months worth of food. That's a meal. Well, it turned out because yeah, I used to have a bigger pot than that meat pot that you saw there. And that was the one that I used to use. But unfortunately, when we moved, it got left in the shed. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I've got enough for X amount. I actually had enough for half of that because that's actually half a batch what I made there, not a whole batch. But that's okay.
Right. So I want to answer 2 things.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. Somebody can go out and help people like that.
Yes.
So it's wonderful you did that. I know it's a job because I've done it, but I think it's great. Trina, just so you know, it's not we're putting you in slow mode. Everybody is
in slow mode done.
and that's to save on bot attacks is what that's for. So that's not a punishment to anybody. And I know it's a pain, but at this late at night, not having a ton of moderators that come in, I need to do what I can to try to moderate that. So
yeah. And it also helps us read chat because sometimes it goes a little bit fast.
Right.
And so if you're in slow mode, it actually lets chat go up a little bit slower for us. So it makes life a little bit easier.
So I went ahead and I hope they don't mind. I made Carrie and Keto Tom moderators as well, just so we're
awesome.
Because they tend to have been showing up. So I went ahead and made them moderators as well. When Dale's in here, he's good, and Brenda and all that. It's just sometimes you don't have everybody available.
That's it, absolutely.
Right. Again, I will stress this to anybody, and I know me and Blue have talked about it as well as most of us sitting in that side chat there. Trust your moderators. Know that they're not going to do something to you. And none of my moderators are just whim moderators. I have talked to them. I know them as much as I possibly can without physically meeting them. So, anyway, so that's a little bite of Noodle November. I mean, I'm here to tell you, just like with Last Chance Cook-Off, I'm shocked at some of the things I'm seeing come in. And I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of good recipes. They're going to have a lot of good video to watch. I do want to hit on one point that kind of goes with that. I had one of the channels. No, I appreciate it, Tom. Really, I do. And Dale, I'm sure is saying thank you because it's not just him doing it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trina. I had a channel that was invited to join us for Noodle November who opted not to, and I'm not going to say who it is or anything. Hello, fine. Prepping for Heaven. I learned today.
Lori.
Yes, Prepping for Heaven's name is Lori. I learned that today.
I learned that today. I was today years old, and I learned the Prepping for Heaven's name is Lori.
Yeah, you can just call me Lori. Anyways, that person opted to get out because they said it was too crowded for them. Okay. This doing a collaboration really comes down to, I think it's best, and please correct me if you think I'm wrong, Blue. I think when it comes down to yeah, Carrie, it was in your live.
Yeah.
I think it really comes down to personal preference, is what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Yes.
There are some channels that put out a collaboration, and it's been the status quo. I'm not trying to say I'm doing something
Yeah. Yeah.
the norm has always been, if you're going to do a larger collaboration, it's one video a day. That's the way it was. Okay. When I did Jam It Up June, if I remember correctly, it's been so long. If I remember correctly, that was one video a day.
Yes.
It didn't seem, here's the honesty. I'll give you the honesty of it. I found myself yearning to watch another video each day
Yeah.
in Jam It Up June, because I was excited. I loved what I was watching, what I was seeing, and I was like, oh, I wish there was another one to go watch.
Yeah.
Then we did the Last Chance Cook-Off, and we had, what did we end up, 85 channels that joined on that.
3 videos a day.
Theoretically, 3 videos a day, and there were some days there was 5, 6, and 7 videos that were coming
because
out
of the shorts.
Because of the shorts. And so I sat there and I really contemplated, do I want to go back to a 30 and just keep it the normal status quo? And I thought, you know what? I got too many people that want in here. I don't want to push anybody away just because I've reached 30.
Yeah.
Now, there's a flip side to that, and we ran into it with Noodle November. Last Chance Cook-Off was, where do we cut it off at? Because, I mean, sooner or later, and there's a reality to it, is the more channels you have, there is a thought process, and I guess there is a validity to it, that the channels will have less view time if there's more videos to watch. So
Yeah.
I get that. I do get that. So 60 seemed right in the middle for me. That's why I went with 60. Okay. But I also knew if I had the 30, I had 30. I could add videos onto each day. And I think not you and I have had the conversation, but it originated with me and Leanne with Pies of March that we're going to do in March. That where's the cutoff point? Where do we want to do it? And that was 30 seemed like too little for me. 60 seemed too much for her. So we're going to do 45.
Yeah.
Okay. That way, every other day you're getting a second video.
Which
theoretically,
is cool. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Right. But I ultimately, what I'm trying to get to, and I know that was long-winded just to get to this point, it really comes down to your comfort zone. It comes down to you being comfortable to handle a large number of channels or a small number of channels. Do you want to have a lot of interaction or not have a lot of interaction? There are some collaborations, they say, here's the info, and you never hear from them again. Yeah, and then you got me, who, according to quite a few people, I inundate people with emails all the time. So
I think we need to look at it being maybe once a week if necessary, or, if necessary, or maybe once a month for a catch up of this is what's been happening or this is what we're planning kind of thing. I think that will be easier when we get the other project up and going, because we can do it from a central point.
Well, and that's easily reachable, like at 3:00 in the morning. If you want to get up or you are up, you can go figure out that information because it's right there. Yeah. Or whatever time of day.
Yeah.
I don't know why Ashley's saying Tony, but I'm kind of skeptical that I might be in trouble. Carrie did what she thought was
absolutely.
Right. I give her credit for that, because she did not want to invade people's Thanksgiving holiday or the shopping the day after or whatever. I thought that was awesome. I thought she explained it, and I get it. That makes sense.
And I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it too. I think the way she did it was another good way, Yeah. My and now I get why Ashley's saying that, but my justification in it, and I do understand what you're saying, you know, once a week is great, but here's the problem. And Noodle November is another example of what I'm talking about. Every day I'm getting an email of I have to drop out, or I can't do this, or whatever it is. And so there's a constant change in the listing, you know, and here you are almost done with your video. Others have already told me they're done with their video.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the list they have is incorrect.
Yeah.
So you constantly play with that medium of trying to make sure you're not inundating people, but yet you want to, and you have to some degree, you know?
Yeah. See,
So,
I think if there's people that are dropping out and there are spots that are opening up, I think that only really needs to come out once a week. Doesn't need to be like a daily thing, like a daily, you know, because as you said, you know, yes, we had one drop out, but it was filled up in less than an hour, you know, less than a couple of hours, it was already filled up.
Right.
You know, because you've already got people that are like, they really want to do it.
Right.
You know, but there hasn't really been the room for them to do it. So you've got like a list of what people in waiting. So you can do it that way.
Right. I just want to let everybody know I am not the collaboration king. I have been named that by many people. I don't look at myself as that, in all honesty. Yes, the organization is everything, because if you're not organized, you're going to fail. I'll be here to tell you that. And anybody that was involved in Last Chance Cook-Off or done their own knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Tom was doing. Tom, which one are you doing? I didn't know you were doing one today.
He is. That's exciting.
That is great, but I would love to know what it is, because I would have been telling people about it. Here's the other thing for everybody to know.
I think he means his Noodle November video, mate.
Okay. I thought he meant a collaboration. Sorry. Good point. I didn't think of it that way. Hey, Jennifer. Thank you for coming.
He was running a collaboration this weekend.
No, I was sitting there starting my day and finishing Sunday. That's a short collaboration, but okay.
Oh, good grief.
I got you now, Tom. Thank you.
I think somebody's tired.
Yeah, you keep pointing over that way. That way.
I'm still pointing in the wrong damn direction.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is you got to organize it. If you don't organize it, you are going to be lost and you're going to hate doing it. And collaborations really can be fun. You get to meet a ton of great people. You get to connect with people. You meet channels that you may not have known or maybe never would have gone to. And, you know, it is what it is. Here's my point I'm getting to. I don't consider myself collaboration king, because I'm out there helping people. That's all I want to do. If I can help somebody get through it, I don't want credit for it. Nobody needs to know I was in the back scenes of it. If you need help with it, I have no problem helping you with it.
Exactly. Which is another thing that we want to do with this project that we're about to take off on.
Yes.
Yes. Which is why I'm busy this month.
Yes. So would you like to refresh those that may not know and our newcomers what it is you're talking about?
Okay, so we're setting up a website called Collaboration Central, and it will be a place where anyone who runs a collaboration will be able to put their information out there for everybody. If you know you talk to us, we can possibly make you up a page so that if you need to put changes or whatever going in, you can actually put those on the website and you send any changes to us and we make them happen. It'll be a central point and calendar for basically all the collaborations that we're involved with for the next 12 months kind of thing.
Or even ones we hear of that we may not be
even ones we hear about, if people want to put them up on the thing and that kind of. So it's like I said, it'll be a central point where people can find out what collaborations are going on. So they may want to be involved with them. So then they can contact us and we can send on that information to the people who are organizing the collaborations, because there will be contact sheets at the back of the website. So there'll be the calendar. You can put your rules up. You can put what you can and can't do up. You can put your lineup on there. You can put out whoever's video is coming that week and put a link to that on there, because one of the things we did find with the Last Chance Cookout off was there were so many channels and so many links that the description box below in YouTube was 2,000 characters too short.
Yes, that was just the channel name.
Yes, it is worldwide.
Channel name and link to the channel. Yeah. And we were already 2,500 characters over. That's no rules. That's no description. That's no nothing.
That's nothing. So, that's just, people, their channels and their links and stuff.
Right.
So this will be a place where you'll be able to do all of that without having to worry about all of that kind of thing. Yes, it is worldwide, and it won't just be cooking and homesteading stuff. If there are art collaborations going on, if there are, texture ones that are going on, if there are woodworking ones going on, if there are all kinds of DIY ones, recycling ones, all of that kind of stuff. The idea is that this is a place where communities can come together. All right. So, it will be something that we are working on. I will be working next month very closely with a friend of mine who makes websites for a living. She's going to be teaching me how to put it together so that I can do that. It will also be a place where you'll be able to buy merch if you'd like to do with Collaboration Central and some of the collaborations that we are involved with running, so that it will help to keep the website going, because obviously it's going to cost money to do that. And we need it to pay for itself. And any monies that are left over will be going to collaborations that need help with things like postage for prizes and giveaways and things like that. Okay. So that's what we're looking to do with that space. And that's what's happening. The idea is that it'll be up in time for January the 1st.
Yep.
Okay. So that means that the whole of next month, as much as I'm involved with 1, 2, 3. So 3 or 4 collaborations. I don't know. But 3 or 4 collaborations of next month, I have to get those videos done this month because I have to put all my effort into that.
Right.
So, yeah.
So in the midst of coming to the end of October and starting in November, I'm going to be putting the makeshift version of what she's talking about on spreadsheets so that we can have easy access to it and we can start moving in that direction. So ultimately what I'm telling people and why I'm bringing that up isn't for me to get kudos. It has nothing to do with that. It is about, if you know of a collaboration that we're not actively discussing, please forward us any information. I don't care where that channel sits in what community. We're trying to build this up so that everybody come January 1st, theoretically, because we're not going to catch everybody, will be able to have their information spread out as much as it possibly can. So,
yeah, no, totally. The other thing as well is that we won't just make up a page on the website for your collaboration without your say-so, okay?
Right.
If we hear about a collaboration, the very least of what we will do is get hold of that person who's running the collaboration, see and invite them if they would like to have their collaboration and have it as a central point of information for people, or we will just add it to the calendar.
Which I think at the very minimum, we do want to at least add it to the calendar.
Yeah.
Because I know one of the headaches that comes up for those that are trying to do it is there one that's already named this? Has somebody done this before? What format or style did they use so that I'm not copycatting them?
Exactly.
So,
yeah, anyway. It's also going to be a spot where people who want to donate gifts and giveaways to whoever or want to sponsor collaborations, they will be able to send us that information so we can pass it on to those who are running the collaborations.
Right.
So, it just makes it easier. It will hopefully be able to answer the too many email situation, because all the updates will be updated on that on a daily basis. So, yeah.
Continue, please. I'm reading an email. Sorry.
Oh, bless you, Carrie. Thanks, Don. Yeah, you go crawl into your pumpkin, my darling. I totally get it. Yeah, it's not just about getting channels to grow. I think for me, it's about bringing all of the different communities together. I think we get very, very comfortable in our little communities as they are. Okay.
Yeah,
And,
that's a valid
there
point.
could be someone in a completely different genre of videos that they make or that they watch that they wouldn't have even thought of looking to you. And you might have that one video that they're looking for.
Yep.
And to me, it's like, it's bringing those other communities together from different spots, because,
Night, Dale. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
I need to go back. I got a comment on something.
Welcome back, Teresa.
Yes. Some people have been patiently waiting for their items to come to them. And this comes back to information that was put out in all of our lives, as well as posted on the Facebook group page. And I do believe I put it on my community tab. I'm not sure, but I want people to realize this. We said in the beginning, none of these prices would be going out until after the collaboration was over. When we got to that live stream, we also informed people that we would be culminating all of that information and putting it out when it's all ready to go out together. Now, some people get impatient about that, and there's other things that happen. What some people don't realize, Tiffany was culminating all of the information she was getting. I was culminating from a different area. Even though we both had access to the same files, I don't have access to her email. She had a personal engagement that was pre-planned months way before Last Chance Cook-Off ever happened, and she was on that for 5 days. That held us back. We have been patiently waiting for emails from people regarding their contact information, their email addresses, if we didn't have it. There was a couple of the donations we had to work on to try to get information back on. 158 prizes is hard to do. Trust me, any collaborator will tell you this, or content creator that has done a collaboration. That's a lot. And I just don't want people to get upset because it's taking a while for these things to go out. The other thing that goes along with this, I know I've already said it, half of the prizes going out are coming from Chris and Larry Homestead. Chris is making quite a few of those things.
And that takes time.
Not only does it take time, but we've already figured out that is going to cost anywhere between $400 and $600 in shipping costs. That's out of our pockets. That is not out of a donated amount of money coming in. We did have a couple people that did forward some money for help on that, but it nowhere comes close to what that is. That's not including the 20 bottles that I have to ship out, because Yoder sent me the whole entire case to my house. Every one of those bottles have to be packaged separately and shipped out separately. That's coming out of our pockets. That's not coming out of them paying for it. So I hope people really understand, as much as we enjoy doing it, it's also very expensive to do it the way that we did it. But we did it because we took what we could get for the first time around.
Exactly.
I don't want people upset because we're being slow about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also understand that this is where some collaborations are actually starting to look for online options for prizes now, like Amazon gift cards and stuff like that, because they just can't afford to be
Yep.
posting out hundreds and hundreds of prizes to everybody, because it's not just to your neighbor or just to the next town. This is across different countries and worldwide. So again, this is why we are starting Collaboration Central, and we'll have types of merchandise on there, because that money will be pooled to help collaborators who find themselves with $600, $700, $800 worth of postage fees because of, you know, things like this, you know. So it is a learning process, absolutely, Teresa.
Right.
And it is a lot of work. If you guys were watching the live, the grand finale live, Chris was actually making some of the little plaques that are being sent out to the collaborators, and she managed to get 16 made in that time. Now, it was a nearly 4 hour stream. So if it took her 16, it took her nearly 4 hours to make 16 of them. Can you imagine how long that's going to take for her to make 87 of them? You know, this isn't just one or two we're talking about. You know, that would have taken her a good couple of days to get that done, because she needs sleep too, you know, at the end of the day. And she can't have her machines going while she's asleep, because it's a laser cutter, which means fire, you know. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah, I think everybody did a really, really cool job, and I am so proud of everyone who was involved with it, you know. And everyone's been really, really cool. There's always a couple of exceptions, no matter what group you're in. And if you've ever been in a classroom of adults, there's always that one person. But, you know, you tend to sort of like be able to move past that, and deal with it. So, you know, it is expensive. I just mailed a prize for my giveaway within the same state, like 2, and it was $11. Yeah, that's it. This is why we've tried to make the plaques for the collaborators so that they fit inside a normal sized envelope, so that cuts down on, you know, we wanted everyone to have something to say thank you for being in it, you know. And, you know, having the plaques at the size they are means that they fit in a normal sized envelope, so they're just normal postage to send them, which, you know, obviously if they've got other prizes coming in with that, it's all going to go in together. But, you know, at the end of the day. But yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
My internet had issues.
I just kept talking a load of pixie blurble. Yeah, we do have 2 Tonys. A big supporter of lots of channels. I'm a diehard. I enjoy it. I don't do video yet. I'm a big chicken. One day I need book on how to for dummies. Honey, if you ever want any help with any of that, please just ask.
Yep. Please.
More than happy to help you with the very basics. I'm no expert. You know, I just bimble around and hope it works like everybody else does, you know. But I'm not an editing expert or anything like that, but I'm more than happy to help anyone who just wants to put a video together.
Well, you know? I'm here to tell you, anybody sitting in this chat room or that evolves around in our community will never profess to be an expert, because we're not. That's just not the way we work. So we're all in this together. We're all going down the same road. And it's like one person said, which I love the comment, we all put our pants on the same way.
Yes.
We've all been there.
We all put our pants on the same way.
I don't care if the comment. Hold on. Sorry. We all put our pants on the same way. You don't. A 4 subscriber channel is the same as an 800 subscriber channel, the same as a 400,000 subscriber channel. We all have been in the same position at some point in time, trying to do the same stuff. So nobody is in this different than anybody else is. So
exactly. You know, we're all the same. We all do it. It's just you've all got to start somewhere, you know. And it's like learning to drive. We all get a little bit cranky when there's a learner driver in front of us who's like kangaroo hopping down the road. But you got to remember at some point you were kangaroo hopping down the road as well. You were there, and you just got to go, well, you know what, let's just give them a bit of extra space, bit of extra time, and take a breath, and then we'll go and get coffee.
Yep. And that's about it. So and that's one thing that I really glommed onto in this group I feel I'm a part of, is that's the way the mentality is.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Have a cup of coffee. We'll walk through it and we'll get through it together, because to some degree, I'm learning new stuff from new channels that I didn't know about. So
absolutely. And I play with my format and my editing from time to time, and I do different styles of editing for different types of videos, but it depends on my mood and what I feel like doing.
Right.
If
that
I
has a lot to do with it,
and I'm
going
to make a video and I don't feel like talking, I'll do a silent video with just music in the background and subtitles.
Right.
I'll do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
And
if
Tom's
I don't feel like I look good enough to be on camera because I am in a lot of pain and I'm showing it in my face, or I'm not well, or I haven't been well. Like the jam and up June recipe that I did for you when I did the ginger marmalade.
Right.
I had, for those of you who don't know, we just moved, literally just moved. I had COVID. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't speak properly. So let alone stand up for very long or try and put a brave face on it, because I was in no way going to do that. So I did a silent video. You only saw me at the end when I'm taste testing it, and then I just sort of wave and go off out the kitchen. But that was how I got around it and how I did it. I still got the job done, still did it,
Well, and
there's lots of different ways of doing it.
Now you're going to make me talk about that part of it. Here's one thing I can provide to new channels. I think 3 things I will provide to new channels.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want people to get a hold of you, you better put your email address on your about page. Don't just let it do the auto link where you got to go through the, what is that, Spatcha or Ratcha or whatever and all that. Put it on your about page in the description box.
Yeah.
Make life easy
for people. If you don't want it going to your normal email,
make a different one up.
Email account for your actual channel. Simple enough to do. Doesn't cost you anything, and that any mail that goes to there is purely from your YouTube channel. So you can rest easy and not have to worry about accidentally removing something or whatever. So it just makes life that much easier for you and the people who are trying to contact you for whatever reason. And trust me, the strangest things can happen, even as a small channel, because it was because I started doing the budgeting lives that I ended up on the TV. Now, I didn't have 400. I had less than 400 subscribers at that point. I wasn't a big channel. But because of what I was doing, they contacted me because I was doing what they want me, what they're trying to do. So you don't have to be a big channel for the most amazing things to happen.
No, you don't.
You don't. You don't know if someone's going to go, actually, I really like your channel, want to sponsor you. You could have less than 200 people on your channel, and still get a sponsor. Some of the gardening channels, the allotment channels that I know, they've had less than 200 subscribers and been sent the most amazing grow lights. Just because they happen to be in the right country, in the right space, in the right thing, doing what these guys want them to do. So it's not always about monetization either. And or the numbers. Don't get caught up in the numbers and being desperate for monetization.
I think you need to be conscious. I think you need to be conscious of the numbers in the sense of how many subscribers, what am I doing? Can I change it based on what's happening? That kind of thing. I agree with her. Don't make monetization the sole drive behind what you're doing, because you're going to burn out really fast and get tired of it.
Oh, absolutely. And you're going to get bored with it. And as soon as you've done it, you're just like, well, I've done it now.
That's right.
But if what you want to do is teach people and share your knowledge and make life better for even just one person that follows you, you know, with the information that you can share with them and skill share and that kind of stuff. Or just be funny and, you know, make someone smile for that day. That's where your channel will actually grow. Okay.
Thank you for coming in, Teresa. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Teresa. It's been wonderful to have you here, darling. Everyone's still learning, Tom. Absolutely, everybody's still learning. And anyone who professes not to be, you know, obviously has a lot more to learn than the rest of us.
Yes.
34 subs away from 1,000. Right. Awesome.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. I think I mean, like, I've probably looked at my analytics twice in 4 years.
Hello, Dark Lord.
Hey, Dark Lord Net. How you doing?
I think let me drop this in real quick. I think the second thing I want to throw out to people as far as my advice would be this right here. Only do what you can do, and you can't do more than what you can do. That's just the way it goes. Don't try to be Food Network for cooking channels. Don't try to be the USDA in the canning world, okay? Don't try to be, you know, Cabela's on the first day for fishing channels or travel channels or whatever. Do what you can do and enjoy what you're doing.
And if you really think that the big channels have always been that way, go into their videos and go and look back on their first video.
Yep. I'm here to tell you my first
or their first 5 videos. And just watch where they've come from. Okay?
Yep.
Because, you know, it's that simple. They all started really small, doing small things, and that's fine. But they've learned along the way and they've grown along the way, and that's what they've done. You know,
right.
We're all at the same, we all start the same, you know, and we all grow the same. Some of us a little bit faster than others, but it doesn't matter.
No.
And I think a lot of people have been very upset in the last year or so because they haven't grown as fast as other channels have in the last 2 years.
Right.
You've got to remember that 3/4 of the world is no longer stuck in their homes with nothing to do.
Right.
Okay. Yep. Lockdown gave everybody a false up.
Yep. It did.
And I think people get upset now because they forget that, you know, 3/4 of their subscribers can't watch them all the time anymore because they don't have the time. They're back at work.
Right.
You know, they're not sitting at home trying to keep the kids occupied and stop themselves from going stir crazy. You know, they are finally back at work. Their life's back in. The kids are at school. They've got to do work. And they might have to get a second job because of the energy crisis and all this kind of stuff. You know, so they don't have as much time to watch your videos anymore. It gave everybody a false perception of what their channel was doing. Right. There's a lot of people out there now who have got 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers or 100,000 because their numbers literally skyrocketed overnight, who've still only got 2,000 and 3,000 people watching their videos now because everyone's gone back to their daily lives.
Right.
Okay. And I think people need to understand that as well, you know, because, yeah.
So, Annette, I would be interested, but I need a little bit more information. I'm not quite sure what you're asking in that. So shoot me an email or talk away in chat something because I'm not quite sure.
Same.
I love this comment. Welcome.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. See, Tom's a bigger channel than we are, and he agrees with that information. So
yeah.
they're talking about what was talked about up there.
We'll make a post in my community tab, and hopefully everyone has a PO box address and or other address to send them. Yeah. People in the UK will probably not have a PO box. The reason being they're silly money. One here in York would cost me nearly £400. No, actually, no. That was half of it. £748 a year for a PO box, and that is way and truly out of my league. It's not.
How much did you say?
748.
Yeah, you can keep your PO box over there.
Yeah, it's not happening. Like I said, it's not happening.
So
yeah.
Dark Lord, you did miss the update on the cookbook.
Yes.
It's not going to happen because we didn't receive enough recipes, but the alternative is going to be that Blue will set up a PDF kind of style book. It'll cost $7.50 or £7.50, depending on where you're at and what that is.
$7.50, I would imagine, because it's Etsy, isn't it? So it'll be going out on Etsy, so you can download and print it off, but it'll be $7.50. The reason it's $7.50 is because Etsy require 30% of your money for their fees. Mm-hmm. So to make sure that the collaboration still gets $5 for each of the sales, that's why we're making it $7.50. It does actually mean that there's no postage because you will be able to download it straight from there once you purchase it. Okay. But so I hope that makes it a bit clearer and a bit easier for people.
Right. We already talked about for next year, we're going to put it out in the beginning so that hopefully we'll have a little more interest next year and possibly could do the book next year with everybody knowing about it ahead of time and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's 114 a year for her, which is roughly about what I was thinking it would be for a year. We do, you can either do monthly or quarterly here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here in the town I live in, I can't get a PO box. I have General Mail, so we're not allowed to have a PO box. So I'd have to go to the next town to get it, and that's 10 miles away, which is not that big of a deal because I'm going that direction usually. Yeah. But now I'm in another town, and their rates are higher than my post office are. So,
okay,
it is what it is, you know.
Totally
I feel so sorry for you that you had that problem, Dark Lord. I am.
Oh,
you poor thing.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody's kind of all over the place with the PO box thing.
Yeah. I mean, there are 2 places here in town. You can get one from the post office, but they're all completely blocked up. Like they're all completely booked out.
Right.
And they would be around £500 a year for one of those. But the other one, which does have space, is a privately run one. And yeah, that's just not going to happen.
No. Another thing that got mentioned, just so I could reiterate, it's regurgitating same information, but those that have come in late, if you have not submitted your recipe and you would like it involved into what we discussed as the alternative, please make sure you forward that information to either Blue or myself, and we'll try to get it in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it will only be those that
on it and uploading the PDF on Halloween. So the 31st of October.
Yeah.
If it's not there by the 30th, I can't do anything about that, and it won't be included. But I am willing to give you guys a little bit more time because obviously I've got these other ones to do as well. But I'm not doing any work on it. It's all got to be done by the 1st of November because next month I have to work on the website, and that is going to be my number 1 priority for next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to lose me for a half second.
Oh, good grief. What are you doing?